Have you heard of the term shadow work? Shadow work uncovers every part of you that has been disowned, repressed, and rejected. It is one of the most authentic paths to enlightenment. Oh my Lord. In other words, you're just going to be good at dealing with your shit. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how you can become a boss through shadow work. What does it mean to do shadow work? Putting the light on an aspect of yourself you have suppressed because of trauma. So as we go through life, we experience rejection, abandonment, shame, guilt, and all sorts of pain, right? Whatever you experience throughout your childhood gets registered within the body and the brain as a reference for the future so you can avoid those traumatic experiences again. What happens when you do shadow work? You realize the person you always wanted to be or needed to be always existed within you. You just had to unlock it. Okay. One of the things that I've learned throughout my journey is when it comes to unlocking parts of myself that I feel like I need to embody more of, especially when it comes to motivation, when it comes to drive, when it comes to passion, when it comes to confidence. It was always a realization that those aspects of me existed already. It was just buried and locked away because of the trauma. Now, in other words, to keep it simple for you guys, it was dangerous for me to become confident because of my environment. I wasn't allowed to be confident or bold or outspoken or loud or assertive because that was a threat for me. That was dangerous for me to be a certain way. Do you understand that? Because why? Beatings. I forgive you, Dad, but you know what I'm saying. They don't know they're doing it, but they're doing it. It's like that whole, when you watch a drama on like a king aspect, right? A king and his son. The king is so hungry for success and power that he suppresses his own children, his own sons. He doesn't make them believe in their own power and capability because he is a king who wishes to keep the power for himself. So even his own son is deemed as a threat, and he raises him in a way where he becomes a dormant man. He's not able to step into his power because he's not able to, because his dad raised him a certain way, so he's never able to overpower him and take the throne. Now the problem with that is when the king is now old age and he's relying on his son, he's like, son, you must take the throne. Now the son is going to be like,
Dad, I don't want it. I despise it. I don't care about it. I hate the idea of being king.
For a king to raise a boy into a man who can take his throne one day, he must realize that he is not just a king for himself, but he's a king for the people. He must realize his time is not always going to be permanent. There's a great book on this, which I will... It's just over there. I can't be bothered to get it. So how do you unlock that part of you that is dormant, that is hidden because of whatever you experienced through your childhood, right? We must forgive our parents first things first. They didn't know what the hell they're doing. They became from wounded childhoods themselves. So they became the very product of their environment. So we are also a product of our environment. So when we are hating and blaming people, you're just wasting energy, bro. How do you unlock that part of you that has been dormant or suppressed? One word: pain. Do the things that you would do if you was already that version of you. Now, in the moment you do this, you're probably thinking, Minas, that's what I want to do, but it's not working because when I try to do it, I feel this immense amount of resistance. Bingo. That resistance is the key. It's like it acts as the chains and the padlocks that are locking that part of you away. So I know I'm speaking metaphorically a lot of the times to help you understand it, but I hope you get it. In other words, the parts of you that you need to unlock within your subconscious mind is there already. It is encoded into your system. It's just been locked away because it's been seen as a threat in your childhood. So it's there, but you're just unable to access it. You just need the password. Now the password is simply a code to unlock that aspect of you, but the password has been locked away behind this big monster that is protecting it. So essentially what we're doing is we're taking the chains off of that part of us. We're defeating the monster. The monster is simply the pain that you feel when you go after what you want. Most of us, what do we do when we feel pain? We tell ourselves we're doing something wrong, so we step back. What I want you to do is remember these words. As you feel, you heal. Go after what you want. Sit in front of it. Sit in the dark. Embrace the darkness, and you will get over it. Now, this is called exposure therapy. Does it always work? No, but it is definitely something that I would say you should try. But the best way to do it is when you expose yourself to the fear, you must understand what the fear is about. Therefore, you can hear yourself when you're feeling afraid rather than suppressing it. You see, you're probably thinking, man, as you make it sound so simple, why is it extremely difficult? It's because we spent the last 25 years of our lives, or no matter how old you are, building an identity around your pain. So therefore, if your father suppressed you as a man, you are not able to step into your masculine, or whether it was your mother or your father, whoever. Now you become Minaz who's not too loud, Minaz who likes to be quiet, Minaz who's introverted. Now we create an identity around it. Now we say, affirm it to others. We like, yes, I'm Minaz and I'm a very introverted person. I do not like big crowds, actually. And then we keep saying it. We keep saying it. We keep saying it. We keep saying it. We go around, we tap it in our social media, introvert. And then we seek it on YouTube, how to be more extroverted for introverts. We use it as an excuse for social situations. We get away with it because we just keep using it. And guess what? We keep reinforcing it. Then the day comes where we need to be a bit more extroverted. We're trying to start a business. We're trying to get into a relationship. We're like, wait, hold on. I can't be introverted anymore. And now you're thinking to yourself, okay, how do I break this? Now you have to break the years of identity you've caked on yourself with this whole idea that you're an introvert. That's when it gets challenging. Letting go of the hot identity. And that's what most people are not willing to do. But you must be patient, but be consistent in breaking that identity, letting it go. In some ways, letting go of who you think you are to become who you want to be. That's the challenge. Last but not least, I'm reopening Quantum Leap. For those of you that are interested in joining my program, this is where I help people do this one-on-one. Now, if you haven't watched my latest testimonial, go check it out. There'll be a link up here. One of my latest students who's really enjoyed the program Quantum Leap. Now I'm looking for 5 more students to join me there, and if that's you, hit me up. There'll be a link down below. Register, put your name in, put your details in, tell me when you're free. Let's jump on a call, let's talk about it. If you want to know more, check out the testimonial. Number 1, what is shadowwork? Shadowwork uncovers every part of you that you have suppressed. In other words, your subconscious mind locks away aspects of you because of the pain that you experience around being that way. So for example, if you were being loud as a child, your father smacked the hell out of you and he told you to be quiet, you're most likely going to be that quiet kid. 20 years later, you find yourself being that quiet kid and you struggle to speak out loud. Now you're wondering why. Boom, that's why. What does it mean to do shadow work? In other words, you simply find out what caused you to be that quiet kid. You unplug it from the root and suddenly you're able to express yourself. Voila. That's literally shadow work. Like I'm telling you, and you might not believe how simple it is, but it's freaking simple. But the challenge is when you have to let go of what we're going to get into. I'm going to tell you. What happens when you do shadow work? You realize the person you always wanted to be or needed to be always existed within you. It was not a matter of, I must achieve this and then I will become confident. Lies. That's the consumerism mindset that we are programmed with. Let it go. It's bullshit. How do you unlock a part of you? Through pain. Go after what you want. The pain will arise. Understand that pain simply by feeling it. And as you feel, you heal. Simple as. As you feel the pain, the resistance, and you understand it truly, rather than be like, oh, I'm just feeling anxious. I'm just feeling nervous. But understanding that, I'm going to express myself. I'm going to be loud in this situation. I'm going to go and speak my voice. I'm going to share it. But I know the fear that I'm feeling right now is there because of the shit that I experienced as a kid. That all the years of abuse of my dad telling me to not make a sound because he couldn't sleep apparently. And I got beaten for it every time I did. That's the pain I'm feeling right now. That's why I'm feeling afraid of doing this. And when you acknowledge this fear like that, on that level, there's no going back. If anything, you know why it's more important for you now, more than now than ever, to express yourself. So be patient with this process because remember, you have years of trauma, years of layers on layers on layers of years of experience that you're breaking down in this one moment. So be patient with that process. And last but not least, seek for help. Don't try to do this on your own. The quickest way to make changes is when someone else is holding your hand. You can do this on your own, but it will take you longer. It's as simple as that. If you want to save yourself time, allow yourself to have a coach that can help you through it. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the episode. And if you listen to this on the podcast channel, please take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram story and let the people know what it is that resonates with you most. It really helps me get more people on my podcast. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Help me on my road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys soon. Peace and love and salam alaikum.